All right, here we go. It's a momentous occasion. We are putting up the for sale sign to our apartment. It's our first step in saying goodbye to the Netherlands, but also our first step in saying hello to Hong Kong.
Yeah. And hopefully this one is sold by the time we post this video.
Hi, we are Christy and Hans, and this is a vlog that we are starting. We are hoping to take a moment to introduce you to us as well as our vlog. Our vlog is called Age Ain't a Border, and we're hoping to show that adventure really has no age limit. My name is Christy, and I'm a US citizen. I am 56, on the cusp of 57 years old, and I currently live in the Netherlands. I am a US trained occupational therapist working with children and in schools. And I'll be telling you a little bit more about my background and where we're going with this channel a little bit later.
Hi, I'm Hans. I'm 62-year-old and I'm a Dutch citizen. And we live in the Netherlands at the moment. I'm a registered nurse and in a hospice, and I'm doing end-of-life care. We're documenting our journey for our family, for friends, and maybe for people who say, also thinking what we are thinking, like, what if? What if we try this? What if we can do this on a budget? What if we want to see more of the world and, yeah, experience new cultures?
Okay, maybe I can answer a few of those questions by
Okay.
talking a little bit about my background. But I was born and raised and lived in the US for more than 40 years. I had two kids. I always worked full time, but I honestly never had a work life balance, and I always had a desire to live abroad. So some life changes happened that made me reconsider that. My mom passed away at a very young age from a debilitating disease. And I had always, asked, what if I could do this? And it really turned into why not, and began the reason why I am where I am today. So I began with just a simple Google search. I didn't know if I could live abroad or work abroad, but I was able to find a job in Beijing, China, and I was able to interview over the phone. It was definitely a process. It wasn't simple, but uh, it worked out. I landed the job. We packed two suitcases each, and the company I was moving to helped me with a visa and took off to the unknown. And we had planned for a 1 year adventure. That's what we told everybody. We packed up our house into storage, and yeah, we were going to do this for just a crazy 1 year adventure. And 5 years later, we were still in China
Sure.
because it when you live in a region, you can travel that region. And we couldn't do it in 1 year. We had so much we wanted to see. And I was able to learn to ski in Japan. I learned to scuba dive in Thailand. I was able to sleep in a tree house over the South China Sea and with monkeys jumping from tree to tree. So there was just so
Bungee
much to
jumping in
see.
New Zealand?
Bungee jumping in New
There you
Zealand.
go.
It was just so much to see. My kids were graduating high school and heading to the UK to study their undergrad, and it was time for me to look for my next adventure. And I was able to land a job in the Netherlands. So I redid the whole moving process again. The only difference is I did it alone this time. And that's how I ended up here in the Netherlands.
I have a much shorter story to tell. I cannot remember ever having not having a passport. I'm born and raised in the Netherlands, in the city of Leiden, a city full of history and known for its canals and its charm. It's also called Little Amsterdam. From an early age, my parents took me all through Europe, like Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Italy, Spain, Switzerland, you name it. And for 35 years, I worked in sales positions and in sales, buying a house, running a household, working, having a family. During that time, I was able to travel a little bit more outside of Europe. I've been to Egypt, I've been to Tunisia, I've been to Israel. It's way different from your experience because, yeah, we in the Netherlands with our work-life balance is allows us to do way more travel. We have way more days off in a year than you had ever had. In 2015, I was living near my parents, and that period of time, I started to take more care of my parents because they're getting older and needed more help. And my mother was diagnosed with cancer and was admitted in the hospice and died in a hospice. And that made me, yeah, that got a spark with me. It made me think about what I want with my life. And I started volunteering in an hospice for young adults. And early 2018, I decided to stop working and start studying to be a registered nurse. As a little boy, I always told my parents I want to be a GP, like a doctor. But at 55, that's a little bit of a late career change. But it's a little different to be a nurse, but it's the way I wanted to go. And that's what I started in 2018. I applied at a care company, went to school, and I did a combination of full-time work as a nurse in home care and learning to be a registered nurse. And in 2023, I got my diploma, a little bit because of delay of COVID. It took a little longer, like a year and a half longer to graduate. But finally, in 2023, I was a registered nurse, and I started working as a registered nurse in a hospice and doing end of life care.
And we met at the start of your big career
Yeah.
change, and it's been super cool watching you pursue your passion.
Yeah, and I never could have done it without you because I only knew you for a couple of weeks. And when I told you what I want to do, you were supporters from the start.
And I think we both knew early on that we were each other's person. And in 7+ years, we've had some really cool adventures together.
Yeah, we did. We even only a month in when we were dating, you surprised me with a really cool birthday present with a trip to Paris. And we got to see the Notre Dame before the fire. And that was a really, really special visit.
I think we've been able to travel to a lot of places because we live here in Europe, so we can see things in the region. But Hans definitely wins the prize for the best birthday surprise. I had promised myself, even before I met him when I turned 50, that I was going to take myself on a trip. And I've always wanted to go on safari. So that's what I did. I spent the first week exploring and diving in Zanzibar. And then I headed to Tanzania for an on-land safari. So after a few days, my driver let me know we were going to stop at the entrance for bathroom break and lunch. He said it was a good place to stop. And maybe you've guessed it, but we pulled up, and who was standing in front of the car but Hans?
Here he is. A surprise for you, but a really big present for me too. And the trips have been great with us, but I also love just to enjoy our own country and the culture together here. Especially doing things like boating on the canal and buying veggies on the Saturday market, joining local events like King's Day, 3rd of October, Liberation Day of Leiden, a Santa run with 1,000 dressed up Santa Clauses running through Leiden. We run the night 5K with the Leiden Marathon, and we did the Glibber Trail together. And I cannot explain what that is. That's typical Leiden. And even though our kids are adults, yeah, they've been able to come together for some really special family times too.
So I think the big question now we need to answer is why? Why do we want to move? Because we do have a pretty good life here. So why would we want to move 9,200 kilometers or 5,700 miles away?
That's a lot. Reasons for me to leave are the stories I hear from Chrissy about her time in China and the travel she did in Asia. And I think China and Asia are such an important part of history, and it's such an old part of history that I want to see it with my own eyes. And I also see it as like a last exciting step because the end of my career. And Chrissy landed a great job there, and I'm confident that I can also find a good job for the last years of my career. And I think do it now because last couple of years I lost some good friends of my age, and you never know.
True. And for me, there's still parts of Asia I want to explore. And I'm just looking forward to a new job. And I just really enjoy the novelty of it all. But with that said, it wasn't a light or an easy decision because Hans has always had roots here. And I think I've grown some roots here as well. His daughters live close by. We get to see our grandkids. And my kids, although they don't live here in the Netherlands, they come to visit and they consider this home.
Yeah. And yeah, the things that make it hard for me, of course, is to leave the children and the grandchildren. We, as Pop-Up and Mima, we see our grandchildren and our children every week. And it makes it really, really hard to leave them behind. But we'll be back every summer. And I already hear them talking, going to visit us. So that makes it less hard to leave.
Yeah, I think we're in full agreement. I've already teared up a few times just holding the kids
Yeah, and
and
we have to stop
thinking
now
about the
before
move.
I start crying.
Same. Now that you know a bit about who we are and why we're moving abroad, we wanted to give you some information on what the vlog is going to cover. I have been able to secure a job in Hong Kong, and I've been really busy with the paperwork, trying to get that all in order. And we've just listed our apartment here in the Netherlands for sale.
Yeah, we really have a lot to do, like arrange packaging and arrange transfers of the pets, because we're taking the pets with us.
2 cats and a dog are making the journey.
Yeah, Chris, she's leaving like a month ahead, and and setting up camp over there, arrange everything over there. So we have an apartment secured, so I can come over with the pets, so they can be in their own house immediately when they arrive in Hong Kong. So that's nice. And and I have to stay here to finalize the handover of the apartment, cleaning the apartment, and just do all the stuff to say goodbye from the Netherlands.
And so this vlog is going to follow our journey.
Yeah.
The ups and the missteps along the way. So
and I expect a lot of missteps because for me it's totally new. I have to rely on Christy's experience for this because she did it twice already.
Yeah, so we're in trouble.
Yeah, maybe not, but you will all see that.
So we are learning as we go, and this video, the first video, is probably a little bit more produced than our following videos will be. We can't really plan for what's coming. Like, we could plan out this video a little bit. We would love to hear feedback or your wonderings as we go, as you watch our content.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, questions always welcome, and if we can answer them, we gladly answer them for you. But one thing, we hope to see you soon, because we hope you subscribe on our vlog and follow us on our big adventure to come.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. See you. Goodbye.